Okay, we are now in session 9, and the topic of conversation in session 9 is communication. So, hopefully, this will be a chapter that you can glean lots of information from because whether you like to or not, you have to communicate in your world that you live in. And as you move about your career goals, you are going to communicate with people that are very different from you. And it's always great to know how to communicate with people that are different from us. So, we are going to take a deep dive into all things communication in chapter 5. And that is where you will begin this session with your reading notes for this week. So we'll click on the link under Communicating in a Diverse World, and we will make a copy of our reading notes. You're experts at this by now. And here we go with the tried and true reading notes that you know how to do by now. Please remember, you need to put a photo of yourself here and only type on the right-hand side of the screen. You will take yourself through the chapter 5 reading, focusing on pages 140 through 147, and that is going to get you through the reading notes. All right. We are going to start talking about barriers of effective communication when we begin our reading notes, and then talk about things from different cultures or different languages that can prevent us from effectively communicating. We will talk about some terms that if you have taken a SOC 210, which is Introduction to Sociology course, you may recognize some of these terms and concepts. So you will go through those reading notes all the way down, making sure that you are reflecting in paragraph form for the summaries. And when you are done with those communication notes, make sure you drop them in the entry box that you will see on the bottom of this screen. You just don't see it on mine because I don't have that. Going back, the next item of business would be the Career Communication Journal. Okay, so we're going to now take a moment, reflect on chapter 5, and think about the importance of communicating within a work environment that has a lot of diverse people. And please remember, you could be in a work environment that has nothing but people that look just like you, and it still be a very diverse work environment. So if you are in a work environment where people don't look different from you, don't think that you're not in a diverse environment. So remember, diversity goes much deeper than just what we look like. So, but we're going to think about this in terms of our current career or our future career. To get started, we will copy Miss Guy's formatting and click on that gray Start or Edit My Journal Entry button. And then we will paste into the entry box. So type out your responses in paragraph form and make sure that once you have finished typing your responses that you change your contributions to a different colored font. Diving into the meat of the assignment. Number 1, ask you to select a career or some sort of career field that you're interested in. Okay, all you're going to do is just identify that in number 1. I am interested in this career or this career field. Please know that if you choose a career that you're not 100% sure about, or if you choose a career to answer questions here that you don't end up going into, it's totally fine. I promise you, I will not haunt your dreams. Just pick a career or a career field to focus on for this assignment, okay? So don't submit something that says, I don't know what I want to do with my life and expect that to go through. Just pick something here. Your second question is going to ask, what type of communication challenges do you think you might face in your particular career? Okay, so when I first began in a career field, I was going to be an elementary school teacher, and I did that for quite some time before I came to the higher education environment. Well, communication challenges exist if you're a public school teacher for communication with your students, but also communication with your coworkers and communication with the parents of your students. For me particularly, I taught many students who, when they went home to a different language and a totally different culture. And so there are some communication challenges there. So just think about all aspects of that, not just between you and your coworkers, but all the people that you might interact with in your career field. And then going back to what you read in chapter 5, specifically list the strategies or the concepts or the ideas that you gleaned from the textbook that will be helpful to you as you are communicating with people in your chosen career. And if you have a job right now and you are experiencing issues with this, I'm totally fine if you discuss your current job, or if you want to think forward into the career field in which you are aspiring to get into, that is fine as well. So number 1, labeling the career field that you're interested in. And then number 2 and number 3, answering in complete paragraph form. Also, one thing to remember for number 3, it would be really great in your explanations if you specifically addressed where in the textbook you found it from. So on page 139, I saw this. Okay, so just remember that. Adding page numbers and where you found it from in the book only strengthens your response to the journal. When you are done with that career communication journal, you will click on that blue Save Changes button in the bottom left-hand corner, and then that will wrap up your work for session 9 and our learning of communicating in a diverse world. Remember, if you need me or you have any questions or concerns, communicate with me via an email, and I will get right back in touch with you. Enjoy this particular content for the week.